Hello everyone, and welcome back to Victoria 3 and our Imperial Austria campaign. Things are looking a little bit stagnant in Germany proper, but I promise appearances will be deceiving. We are electrifying our economy and trying to narrowly avoid revolution. That's at 78%, contributing from the aristocracy, the petit bourgeois, and the Catholic Church. So all of them teaming up to take us down and not being able to do so as we're trying to rush through multiculturalism. The last time I tried this, it took 900 days per tick, and a couple years were wasted when we got some bad events. But this time around, we have high legitimacy as a result of enacting some different voting laws, and that's allowing us to push this through 180 days or so per cycle, which will be a lot faster and hopefully successful the second time around. Now, we do have a bit of a problem with our bureaucracy. That's because we had the bonus from Petit Bourgeois and we lost it, and went all the way down to, I believe, a debuff from them being angry with us, so a big swing there. And to get around that, we're trying to get rid of our investment in colonial affairs, just temporarily. Now, we do have electric telegraph, and that means we can go toward an early trench works. 6 years to research, so not too bad, not as bad as I was expecting. Some of that penalty from ahead of time has gone away, but we've actually lost a little bit of our research progress, which is a little bit confusing. We should probably get a couple more universities just to push that forward that much faster. We have 2 in Austria, 2 in Bohemia. Ooh, nice. Philosophical pragmatism. Gotta love it. That, of course, will ease our bureaucracy trouble just a little bit. We could get another one in, well, 10 in Brandenburg, holy cow. It looks like we got most of those universities for free when we took over part of Prussia. That's probably another thing that sent them into a bit of a downward spiral, and I mean, they have not been able to recover any sort of semblance of success. So, no real Prussian threat for us today, but, well, if we can't handle our own political movements, they won't need to take us down. We'll do that ourselves. We do need some more clippers, and, well, yeah, let's go ahead and get those factories on the way. A couple shipyards, nothing too major. I think some of that's coming from ports. Let's get 2 of those there. Let's get 5 of them in Venice. That should alleviate this problem pretty well. Glass is still expensive. Electricity, not as bad as I was afraid of. I thought we'd stick around with a good shortage there for a while, but we haven't. So let's get a couple more of those, but it's expensive, but it's not catastrophic. So let's go. I don't have very many peasants left in Austria. We will get some people moving in because of that, but oh, where would be a good spot? Let's see. Where do we... All of them are built in Moravia at present. Let's go for a couple in East Galicia as well, just 10 building up there, and low market access in Moravia. Probably to be expected, but it's cutting off our supply of electricity because all of our factories are going there and they're not able to get their goods to market. A little bit weird considering their goods run along cables, but I mean, it's an abstraction, it's a game, it is the best that we can do to approximate it, so I guess no hard feelings there. If we look at our military, things are going okay. North German HQ gets to hold a couple more. Danubia, Balkans. What I really wanted, though, is I really wanted better recruitment in South Germany. Right now, our South German commanders are Josef Radziecki, who is with the Catholic Church and would rebel, but even though he's very nice as a historical leader, not the best in-game. Defensive strategist is very good, but offensive strategist is really what wins you wars. And let's see, South German is going to be Josef von Turnberg, and do we even have another one? Who's my other guy? He's Danubia. Well, but... Oh, okay, he might be drawing from South German as well. I swear I don't have that many barracks in Danubia. Interesting. Well, we've built enough power plants that we can go for a stable supply of power, so we can either get better throughput, make electricity cheaper in the short term, get progress towards steam turbine, or shift work. And I think we're going to try to grease the wheels of the economy in the short term because we're not pursuing those other research processes for quite a while. Ooh, -20 enactment time. Yeah, let's do it. The aristocracy is already pissed off enough to rebel, so pissing them off more, it really doesn't matter to me. And this will speed things up even more. Of course, not the result I was hoping for. We do still have only a 21% chance to pass. I was really hoping for that sweet, sweet King intervenes plus 20% enactment chance, but no dice there. Unfortunate, but you gotta make do with what you have, and, well, that's what we have at the moment. We do need some more silk, we need some more hardwood, more clothes as per usual. But standard of living is increasing quite a bit, and this is just bringing people out of subsistence farming. Of course, it will pop people up into a higher standard of living pretty organically, and let's build some wine markets, I think. We need more wine. We can bring people out of subsistence again. Ooh, steam donkey, so whoa, hold on. That's a big change to the economy here, so we can go into rural, and all of a sudden our coal mines will be switching over, consuming a bunch more coal for this, but also producing more coal from the steam donkeys in the coal mines. So a little bit of a mixed bag there, and I just want to see, yeah, we can do this, and yeah, let's switch over to that. Very nice boost to our economy here. Just make sure we don't have any things we need to solve immediately. Yeah, we do. Okay, we need more engines, we need more glass right now. The glass is being worked on, the engines are not. So let's get motor industries built. Tyrol already has a couple. Let's go Southern Transylvania with 10 more. This is just to keep up with the expanding rail. It's not too bad. Okay, what was the other thing that we wanted? Yes, silk, right? Yeah, silk plantations. That's fine. It brings people out of subsistence, and there's lots of space for it in Venice. Not a lot of peasants, though. Let's take a look at that, because that might diminish our... Oh, there's unused arable land here. So, interesting. I guess we might get some migration into the state for that. Don't know. I've never really built up stuff enough. I mean, I've generally played as Russia, right? So you have endless peasants in different states. Language in the classroom, oh... Yeah, okay. Let's go negative 20% radicals from discrimination, and the revolution is nearly here, 80%. It could reasonably fire. They really want to restore censorship, which is weird. You'd think that this would be a revolution to maintain multiculturalism, but maybe it had a bit more support? I don't really know. The game can be weird like that. We have more troops in reserve now, and looks like the Balkans. Armed forces aren't rebelling, which is good enough for me, so let's go ahead and grab him and not give the Catholic Church more clout while they're trying to say that we need to hand over the reins of power. Now, there was a bit of a dip in our economy. That's fine. This matched up directly with the change in our bureaucracy, which of course caused an immediate dip in taxation, and that, that's tied in. So we lost apparent GDP, but it's really just, it's fine. Our economy's fine. We didn't even lose all that much money for it, and we're back up to nearly 9 million in the gold reserves. If we can get this a little higher, then we might be able to drop down to lower taxation. 70,000 is a steep drop. I'd like to get rid of the radicals that dropping taxation will allow me to do, but for right now it's a bit much. Could get rid of consumption tax. So here's the thing, it's about the same amount of money. Consumption taxes piss off the rich, but if I drop my taxation level, we'll get more legitimacy and we'll get negative 10% radicals from standard of living decreases. So it's about the same monetary change, but the impact on our nation is significantly different. Luca wants a defensive pact, no thank you. And let's go ahead and start damaging relations. Okay, we've already done that with those two. We need to damage with Mecklenburg Strelitz to make sure we can attack them, so they're our next target. And let's make sure we're improving with France to try to keep them out of a war for as long as possible. Now, as soon as we have trench works, as soon as we can switch over to these better infantry, we will be going in and fighting. Of course, I think at that point we can take on the French even if they come in. The Russians by that point will be no trouble at all, as they're behind on technology even now, and we'd be able to hold a front against them with minimal troop investment. That's not a bad strategy. I think it'll also allow us a little bit more time to get our infamy down a bit lower, which means a bit more conquest before people start to get really ticked off. And depending on how those wars go, we might be able to start our cascading consolidation of Germany proper. So, I mean, hey, that's on the horizon, right? That's not terrible. It would be nice if we could have done that about 10 years prior, but to be honest, I lack the skill for that sort of dynamic play in the center of Europe in this game. It's just, if you get mobbed, you're going to lose progress, and I think it's sometimes a bit better to be the slow and steady and get it done eventually, which we will, than to lose a war, have to accede to demands, and either pay people tons of money or give up territory, right? If we go in after Mecklenburg-Strelitz, they could reasonably demand the liberation of Mecklenburg. And then we would have fought a war for nothing, we would have incorporated a state that we didn't get any bonus out of. It would have been a tremendous waste of time. There is another revolution going on. Radical Brunswick is trying to break free. It looks like they're led by the rural folk. They're a duchy. Okay, fair enough. Not what I would have done, but, you know, to each their own, I guess. Our bureaucracy problem is nearly solved, but we will need a couple more bureaucratic centers, and let's go ahead and get those building. I guess government administrations is the better name for them, and let's get those popped up in Brandenburg. Let's just get 3 for right now. That way we can keep building our power plants and make electricity cheaper for everybody. Motor industries are going to cause problems, so what'll happen is if we don't have train cars, all of our railways will start taking penalties. Because our railways are taking penalties, we'll then lose good market access, and it's almost like managing this is difficult. But surprise of all surprises, we had a negative event off of the multiculturalism tick. That's kind of unfortunate. 12.7% enactment chance probably won't happen this time around. We'll have to hope for a good result on the debate after getting a bad one. Otherwise, we could wait for a year and try it then again, but we've given up on multiculturalism so many times, I think we should stick it out just to make sure that we don't get a really good event this time around that makes up for the previous sort of failures. I mean, there's a 50-50 chance almost of a straight advancement, let alone a debate. I don't know, it's a little tough, it's a little unfortunate. We really want to form Austria-Hungary, and yeah, we have lots of good shortages. They'll go away as soon as our motor industries are up and running. Let's go ahead and pop it on to 4, I guess, for right now, because we are just watching time tick by a little bit. Bit of a holding pattern. It's not the worst thing ever. Well, I guess the worst thing ever would be if we were losing the revolution actively, which we're not. That's fine. We're doing okay. Probably need a couple more lead mines, honestly, so let's get that going. And then we can build up some plantations. So lead mines in Styria, East Slovakia, and Silesia. 15 more should get us good and going. And then we want the wheat farms for the vineyards. Actually, before we do that, let's take a look at our wheat farms. Soil enriched, vineyards, harvesting tools. Yeah, that's the best we can do. For right now, let's go ahead and lift people out of poverty. So a bunch more in Austria. I want that state to begin being really prosperous here, and let's get some more in Moravia, West Slovakia, Transdanubia. Sort of shift the wealth over this way a little bit and make people be free from subsistence farming. I mean, can you imagine that? That would really suck to be a subsistence farmer in this day and age. Not a lot of amenities, not a lot of nice things in your home, and quite a lot of poverty and suffering, so I'm sure that wasn't exactly ideal. While those are being built out, we can address individual goods shortages by popping things up to the start of the list here. We should be good on electricity for most of the time. Actually, that's down to being almost cheap, so these last couple of plants should finish us off there. And yeah, I mean, I think we're in a nice spot in terms of preparedness. Our ammunition's cheap, our guns are relatively cheap. We could fight a defensive war if it was required, which it's not. And that's enough of a positive balance. Let's go ahead and switch down to low taxes. Running a bit of a deficit here, but in an ideal world, what we want to see is we want to see a positive balance, a full production queue, and we want minimal taxes so that everybody is happy, healthy, and able to afford all the things they want to afford. So in terms of GDP, while we stagnated, the French have taken off, so we had the gap down to about 20 million, but now it's back up to about 40, so yeah, I mean, look at that. We stagnated, and the French just kept on building, but we'll catch up. We will catch up one way or another. If we can drag them into a big, expensive war as well, that would be another way that we could really stick it to the French and probably pop our economy into #1. In terms of prestige, they have quite a gap on us, and we're actually not too far from 3, but I think Great Britain has probably run their course. Ooh, look at that GDP spike. That's nice. It's probably what you get for doing actual economic techs instead of what we've been doing and building up the military, but I think it was kind of necessary. Kaiser intervenes in the political process, only wish we'd gotten it sooner. It will get us closer to revolution, but plus 20% enactment chance is too good to pass up. Up to 32, still may not pass in the next one, honestly, but we could be fine. Let's lean into radical unions, just to be able to pass even more reforms with that. And yeah, this is good. We're getting our silk plantations done, our motor industries are on the way. No more goods shortages. We do have low market access in Lombardy. We're going to have to pop quite a few railways up here. I'm surprised we didn't have any in Lombardy, so let's go ahead and pop that up to 2. And we have construction sectors there. Bit of surprise. And look at that spike in GDP. Beautiful. We are pulling out of this a little bit up to positive bureaucracy finally. Sorry for the squibble there. And yeah, very oscillatory revolutions. If we take a look at our political party appeasement, the armed forces are good, but the Catholic Church is really pissed. Giving us minus 10% education access is a really bad thing. Aristocracy, yeah. Tax income, that's not great. Plus 100% radicals from discrimination, really. Screw you, petit bourgeois. They're actively undoing the work that I'm trying to do by getting rid of our, well, frankly, horrible, horrible laws. Let's keep children off the factory floor. Better that than have more radicals. And, oof, yeah, that'd be unpleasant. Anyway, up to nearly 300,000 men, I think we would be able to handle this. If we take a look, they wouldn't get all that many men, right? So, there's 25 there, another 30, so that's 55, 65, 70, 80, 90, 100, 115. So we'd keep 2/3 of our armed forces almost, and that should be a quick and decisive war. Of course, many of our arms plants are in the northern parts of the states, I think anyway. Have I been an idiot? Have I been building those farther down? Let's take a look. Arms industries, Lombardy, we'd keep Lombardy, Bohemia, we'd keep Bohemia, and ammunition, West Galicia, and Tyrol. Yeah, we'd have all the guns, they wouldn't have any supplies, it would be a short war. At least that would be the hope. So we are losing some money. These additional farms will prop up our income taxes a little bit and should take care of that somewhat. And we're up to 13.8, so you can see the definite effect this has on standard of living as we're bringing people up and out of just absurdly bad conditions. And if we can get this up to maybe 14.5, 15, we should see a huge spike in loyalists, and there will also be a decrease. Some of this will increase standard of living, but also a decrease in the rate of increase from bad standard of living because of our more generous taxation policies. So, whole lot of good things coming together at once, and if we look at our market, this isn't too bad. We should probably get some more clothes going soon. Our wine situation will be solved by all of these nice incoming wheat plantations, and our silk supply is now, actually it's not cheap, but it is level. So that makes me feel like we can build a couple more textile mills. Let's get these going. Lombardy seems like a good place. Ooh, actually, you know what? I want those up at the top of the board. Otherwise, it'll take forever to get those going, so let's just pop those up. Alt-click, and backroom dealings exposed. Son of a, we just cannot pass. Oh my goodness. Jeez. Okay, well, multiculturalism is not going to be a thing right now. Let's go ahead and do the cultural exclusion law. Next best thing, not quite as good as multiculturalism, but it is a little bit less inflammatory, and it has a better chance because we keep rolling just horrible, horrible events. Look at this. 23.2 success, 46 advance, 30 debate. This should go through. But now that I've said that, I'm kind of skeptical. I'm not entirely sure that it will. Josef Radetzky has passed away. That's actually a really good thing for us. I know it's a bit tragic in terms of the historiosity, but we have a bunch of troops now in the South German HQ, and ooh, I want this guy because he's an expert offensive planner, but he's also part of the aristocracy. That's not exactly great. Let's get him. Let's see if there's another. No. Okay, well, we're going to do a horrible, horrible thing, and we're going to upgrade an opposition commander because I want to use this guy to our advantage in the wars to come. So let's go ahead and do this, and we should see that success chance dropping as I promote this guy just a little bit. Yeah, not great. It will also, well, it looks like they're the only ones, the aristocracy are the only ones who are still revolutionary, and we didn't lose that much enactment chance. Let's go ahead and take a look at their clout. You can see the effect on it pretty immediately. It's quite interesting. It was going down, 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 all of a sudden up, because of the famous Field Marshal, Archduke Albrecht von Habsburg-Lothringen himself. Quite a mouthful of a name, to be honest, but I'm actually kind of proud of myself for pronouncing that one okay. I think, at least not stumbling over it completely. But, wow, I've gone way over again, so 2 long ones in a row. I do apologize for that, but this is all I've got for you guys today. Thank you all for hanging around, and we'll see you again real soon.